welcome to another episode of Learn English with Mr. Jonathan. Our topic for today is comparatives and superlatives of adjectives and adverbs. Alright, this topic is taken from the textbook 4++4 on page 11. By the way, this is the Form 4 textbook for English. Alright, so in this topic, you will learn when to use comparatives, when to use superlatives, and what are the spelling rules. Right. Firstly, let's look at comparative. When do we use comparatives? Alright, we use comparatives when we are comparing two people, or two animals, or two things. Okay, so the adjectives and the adverbs are usually followed by the word then. Okay, if we look at the illustration, right, so let's just move back a little bit. Alright, so my car is bigger than his car. Okay, so I drew it out for you. My car is bigger than his car. Okay, next we are going to look at superlatives. We use it when we are comparing one single thing, one person, one animal to several of the same kind. Okay, what does it mean by several of the same kind? Maksudnya kita banding satu benda dengan jenis yang sama, selalunya lebih dari 3 benda. Okay, and the adjectives and adverbs always take the definite article the, right, and are usually followed by of or in. Alright, okay, so you're going to look at the example after this. When do we use the superlatives? For example, Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. Okay, we know that there are many mountains in the world, so Mount Everest is the highest. Next, Ali is the tallest boy in the class. There are several boys in the class, but Ali is the tallest one. So look at the illustration. Okay, so you see, we are comparing boys. Okay, kita bandingkan seorang budak lelaki, okay, iaitu Ali dengan kawan-kawan dia yang lain di dalam kelas, budak lelaki juga. Okay, so jenis yang sama. Okay, let's go on. Now we're going to look at the basic spelling rules. Okay, all one syllable and most two syllable adjectives usually take ER or EST in their spelling. Okay, short, shorter, shortest, happy, happier, happiest, big, bigger, biggest. Adjectives with 3 or more syllables and some 2 syllable adjectives take the spelling more plus adjective or most followed by the adjective. For example, interesting, it becomes more interesting and most interesting. The third rule is all one syllable adverbs and early take ER or EST. Okay, just look at the example. Fast, faster, fastest. Early, earlier, earliest. Okay, take a look at their spelling. Okay, faster, then you add EST. Alright, let's go on with some more basic spelling rules. Okay, adverbs with 2 or more syllables. Okay, you need to use the word more or the word most followed by the adverb. Alright, carefully you need to add more, so it becomes more carefully, and if you go on it becomes most carefully. Okay, what about the irregular comparative and superlative forms? Okay, so we have on the furthest right is the positive form, in the middle is the comparative form, and on the right is the superlative form. Okay, so as you can see, there are changes in the spelling. Right, it's not a matter of just adding ER, adding EST. So ada perubahan ejaan berbeza dengan yang sebelum ni. di mana kamu hanya tambah ER, tambah EST macam tu. Okay, so just take a look at a simple example that I'm going to circle it for you. For example, in the positive form, the word little, sikit. In the comparative form, it becomes less. So ejaan dah berubah. And in the superlative form, it becomes least. Okay, another example, many or much. When you use it in the comparative form, you need to use more. And then if you want to use it in the superlative form, you need to use most. Okay, so you can see the spelling changes. Ejaan dia berubah. There is no shortcut. I would recommend you to memorize this by heart. Okay. Next, we are going to look at the other forms of comparison. Less followed by the adjective or adverb followed by the word than. The jumper is less expensive than the shirt. Okay. I'm reading here. The jumper is less expensive than the shirt. Jumper tu macam baju sejuk. Another example is Terry sings less terribly than his sister. Okay, so in these two examples, you can see the word less. Okay, after that, the adjective comes after the word less, followed by the word than. The same thing for the second example. You need to use less, and then terribly, and you have the word than. The next rule, the least plus adjective or adverb followed by of or in. This is the least interesting book in the world. Okay, so firstly you have the least followed by the adjective interesting followed by the preposition in. Okay, nampak penggunaan dia. Okay, as we go on. S plus adjective or adverb followed by another S. The skirt is as colorful as the shirt. Akmal runs as fast as Ikmal. So you can see that S, then you have the adjective followed by another S. Next, not as or not so, followed by the adjective or adverb, followed by another S. Okay, just let the example run first. Okay, now look here. So the book is not, isn't is equivalent to is not. Okay, isn't expensive, followed by another S. Akmal doesn't run as fast as Ikmal. Okay, now we are looking at comparative followed by and another comparative. Okay, the car was going faster and faster. So how do you combine two comparative? Kita gabung dua kata sifat yang sama, yang hampir sama. So it's by using the word and. Okay, the comparative followed by the and another comparative. The more you study, okay, and then you have a comma there, the more you learn. So this is how you use two comparative in a sentence. Okay, now lastly, to emphasize a comparative, use the words much, lot, rather, a bit, even, and far. Okay, look at the example. Okay, she is much prettier than her friend Sally. So kita nak tekankan yang she, okay, much prettier tu jauh lebih cantik, okay, than her friend Sally. So we use the word much, okay, followed by the adjective. Okay, this is how you want to emphasize. Emphasize means tekankan. Alright, there are many other examples that you can ask your teacher to explain further in class. Alright, I hope I have cleared some of your confusion. So that's about it. I'll see you in the next video.